That is the relationship you need to build. No, where I'm not a emotional beggar. I'm not emotionally begging you ki, give me love, give me appreciation, give me this thing. But yes, now we are both partners. So it's like this. If I tell you to make butter chicken, it's very difficult. You'll say, nahi aata, ma'am, kaise banayenge butter chicken? But what if I give you on the paper? Now it is easier for you to make butter chicken. That's what. Nobody has given us the recipe to have a beautiful relationship. Mostly what I hear people talking about relationships is they're dealing with a lot of extramarital affairs nowadays.
Oh, really?
Yes. And then there are early divorces which are happening.
Hello and welcome. I'm tutor, one of the founders of Brightlife, and this is Brightlife Talkies. Brightlife Talkies is an initiative to nurture conversations around mental, emotional, and spiritual health. We're bringing a diverse set of practitioners, people like you and me who walked the path, navigated challenges, and have a story to share. Having said that, relationships are one of the most important and crucial aspects of our lives. Yet, we forget the impact that it can have on our mind, body, and spirit. Today, we have Dr. Peyush Bhatia. Started off as an engineer, turned a full-time mom, and now practices as a coach and therapist while training other coaches as well. She works with multiple individuals, couples, and families to bring light and life into their own relationships. Today, we ask her some pressing concerns and challenges that you and I, anyone can be facing. So in this episode, let's find out what she has to say about navigating and dealing with some very specific and pressing challenges that come up in relationships. So I met Dr. Peyush way back. We were incidentally participating in a seminar together years ago. Was it?
Yes.
10?
More than that.
More than that? More than that. All right. We want to take the opportunity of having you here today to answer some of the most toughest, relationship challenges that a lot of people my age, a lot of people your age, and everyone in between actually kind of faces. We've seen a trend where life in general has become so complicated with work, with old dynamics being absolutely flipped. Do you see people coming and asking very specific relationship challenges? Like, what are some common things that you hear at your end that people are dealing with?
So, actually, if you see, there's nothing other than relationships in our life.
Correct.
Everywhere, everything that you look at is relationship. Even if you're doing a business, you have a relationship with your business, you have a relationship with money, you have relationships everywhere, right? So, mostly what I hear people talking about relationships is they're dealing with a lot of extramarital affairs nowadays.
Oh, really?
Yes. And then there are early divorces which are happening. Like, शादी को 1.5 साल नहीं हुआ है, or maybe it's been just 1 year or 2 months or 3 months, and people are filing for divorces. So these are 2-3 things, and of course the work-life balance. So people have lot of issues with their bosses, or the bosses have lot of issues with their subordinates. So these are the issues which are cropping up nowadays, which I feel are coming on my table.
Got it. And like when someone comes up to you saying that, I think either my partner is cheating on me, or I don't feel the love in my marriage anymore, and I'm attracted to other people. Actually, there are two different scenarios. So what is your response? How do you coach them? What do you guide them to do? Like, how does that mindset or that challenge get tackled in some way?
So first of all, it is a journey. Things don't happen just because it actually builds up over a period of time. If somebody is getting into an extramarital affair, it happens over a period of time. The red flags were there. It was happening because they were not getting something in the relationship which they were getting outside. So having said that, I'm not saying that okay, they were right because they moved out of the marriage. No, not at all. But I really want both the partners to take equal responsibility for this relationship. And the only when I feel that the cheating partner is ready to come back and is ready to give 100% in the relationship, that's when I work with both the parties and I help them to build a better relationship in the near future.
Divorces when I was growing up was not very I say heard of, but
Yeah.
it is on the rise right now. And when people say that they want to get separated, and you're saying early, right?
Yeah.
What is your guidance to them at that point?
Actually, what's happening is people are looking for instant gratification, and there is everything. You have to nurture relationships like you nurture a plant. So, that time, patience, that nurturance is missing in the relationships nowadays. Everybody wants, okay, ये अब नहीं work कर रहा, इसको काट दो, इसको हटा दो. It's like you have to understand there are certain responsibilities which come with marriage. So you need to build your space, you need to build that relationship and build your place in the house. And it really takes time, right? Also, the other person who's bringing the girl home, you're bringing a girl home, it's like you are uprooting a tree and bringing it and planting it in another place. Now, if you're planting a tree, उसको थोड़ा सा नर्चर तो करना पड़ेगा, वो तो पहले मुरझा जाएगा ना, है ना? So it has to be nurtured. So the nurturance part is missing and the patience is missing, and there are certain misunderstandings which start to happen. So when they come to my table, I'm only working with both of them and working with their issues, and each have their own issues. It's not about there is a problem in the relationships. It's never a problem in the relationship. And that's when they take care of their traumas and whatever they're carrying from their childhood, that's when this relationship starts to work.
So are you saying that there are times when, like, is it really possible for one person to actually decide to stay in the marriage, make the relationship work, one person?
Yes. So it's a myth that relationship is 50-50. Relationship is 100% me, 0% them. So if I'm giving 100% to the relationship and the other person is giving only 10%, actually that 10% is a bonus. The relationship can work with one person giving their 100%. So it has to be 100% me. You have to take 100% responsibility for this relationship. That's when the relationship starts to flourish. It starts to grow. It is not difficult. Only thing is you don't know the recipe. So it's like this. If I tell you to make butter chicken, it's very difficult. You'll say, nahi aata, ma'am, kaise banayenge butter chicken? But what if I give you on the paper? Now it is easier for you to make butter chicken. That's what. Nobody has given us the recipe to have a beautiful relationship. So you need to learn that recipe, and it's easy. It's not difficult. It wasn't difficult for our parents, for anybody, the earlier generations. Why is it difficult now? Because we're not taught. Earlier it was your mommy, chachi, dadi, you used to live in a joint family. People would teach you and when you were getting married or when you got married. We are not training our boys and girls for that. That's the only training they need. That's the only recipe they need to know, and that everything will fall in place.
I understand that there can be a recipe. What is your advice to someone who says that I'm giving my 100% but I'm feeling ignored, or I am feeling like unloved? So how can one still put 100% when they are not getting what they need?
First of all, this is what we are doing in the relationships. We are looking for somebody else to give us what is missing in our life. We want somebody to give us love, somebody to appreciate us, somebody to acknowledge us, somebody to give us acceptance. It is not their job to do that for you. First of all, you have to understand it's your duty to need feed your own self. Give yourself the love, give yourself the acknowledgement, give yourself the nurturance that you need. It's not their job to nurture you. They are not their job to love you. It's your job. You have come here to learn to love your own self. And the day you'll have beautiful relationship with yourself, you'll start having a beautiful relationship outside with everybody. So what I say in relationships or especially in marriages, I tell people don't work on the shadi, don't work on your marriage, work on your relationship with your own self. The day you'll build your relationship with yourself and you'll be fulfilled in your own being, that's when you'll start contributing to this relationship and it will start work.
As we say, right, like I want to complete people when they come together.
Yes, exactly.
That's the start of a beautiful partnership, right, as such. And what are some ways in which one can actually practice self-love? One point of time I understood, okay, self-love is being easy on myself. It was a long journey. Like if you have to guide someone and you see that clearly this person is not in acknowledgement, not in acceptance of oneself, right? Like what can be one of the first few steps that they can at least actually take towards it?
So first of all, I have to tell you that self-love is not going to a spa or shopping. That is not self-love. Self-love is when you stop making things big in your head. When you stop your brain from scaring you. Right? Self-love is when you are not critical of your own self. You don't criticize your own self. None of us make mistakes deliberately.
Right.
You know, whatever we do in life, we do it because we felt right at that point of time, that this is what I felt right, so I did it. Right? So stop criticizing yourself and be easy on yourself, as you just said. Build a relationship with yourself. If a friend comes to you and a friend is sharing that something is wrong going on in their life, how would you treat them?
With compassion.
Yes. But do you have the same compassion for yourself?
Rarely.
Yeah, so we bash ourselves. We are so hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
So start building that compassion. Start building that love with yourself. Start building that relationship with your own self. Become your own cheerleader, not your fear leader. Stop scaring yourself.
अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं कि रिलेशनशिप में देयर इज 100% मी एंड वी शुड नॉट बी फुलफिलिंग आवर पर्सनल नीड्स विद इन अ रिलेशनशिप देन
पर्सनल नीड्स,
हाँ आपने कहा ना कि हमें मतलब सामने वाले से नर्चरेंस की जरूरत
हाँ.
नहीं चाहिए, उनकी वो ड्यूटी नहीं है, मतलब इट्स नॉट देयर जॉब.
कहीं पे स्क्रिप्ट ही दी गई थी आपको कि ये नहीं कहा गया था कि ये स्क्रिप्ट है, वो आएगा और तुमको प्यार देगा.
हाँ.
ये तो हमारे पेरेंट्स ने हमें बोला था ना
तो फिर
कि वो घोड़े पे चढ़ के आएगा.
फिर रिलेशनशिप क्या होता है?
एग्जैक्टली.
अगर ये नहीं होता है तो क्या? मतलब कुछ तो एक्सपेक्टेशन होगी कि
हाँ.
अगर आप बोलते हो कि दो लोग साथ में और ग्रोथ चाहिए, आप ग्रो कर रहे हो, तो उस ग्रोथ में मैं ये भी तो चाहूंगी कि यार अगर मैं कुछ नया कर रही हूँ तो मुझे वो सपोर्ट मिले मेरे पार्टनर से, या मुझे वो वैलिडेशन मिले कि अगर दुनिया नहीं समझ पा रही है तो ये तो समझे, तो फिर क्या?
हाँ, वो तो मिलेगी वो ऑफ कोर्स, वो दैट इज द रिलेशनशिप यू नीड टू बिल्ड. नो, वेयर आई एम नॉट अ इमोशनल बेगर. आई एम नॉट इमोशनली बेगिंग यू कि यार गिव मी लव, गिव मी अप्रिसिएशन, गिव मी दिस थिंग. बट येस, नाउ वी आर बोथ पार्टनर्स. अब हम दोनों पार्टनर हैं एंड नाउ वी आर बिल्डिंग दिस ब्यूटिफुल रिलेशनशिप वेयर वी आर बोथ सपोर्टिंग ईच अदर. दैट्स वॉट वी वॉन्ट इन द रिलेशनशिप. नो, वी डोंट वॉन्ट कि मैं घर आऊँ, तुमने मेरी सेवा नहीं की, मुझे पानी नहीं पिलाया, मुझे पूछा नहीं. और यू डोंट वॉन्ट दैट. यू आर नॉट लुकिंग एट द अदर पर्सन कि ओके वाई यू डिडंट गेट मी फ्लावर्स, और यू नो मेरा बर्थडे आया एंड मेरे बर्थडे पे गिफ्ट नहीं आया. यू डोंट वॉन्ट दैट. यू वॉन्ट ओके आई कैन प्रोवाइड फॉर माई सेल्फ. और एक बात और बताऊँ, एक सिंपल सी बात होती है, सबसे बड़ी एक्सपेक्टेशन होती है सामने वाले को सब चीज़ें समझ में आ जाए. आप वो माइंड रीडर नहीं है भाई. ही कांट रीड योर माइंड. So now what are you expecting as a woman is that he should understand it's my birthday, he should get me a gift, he should take me out for dinner and all that. Nobody understands. So this is, you have to actually define. What if the relationship was like you could define and tell ki okay, listen, it's my birthday tomorrow and I want you to buy this gift, get me flowers and make my day special. वो रिलेशनशिप नहीं हो सकता. कितना ब्यूटीफुल होगा. ना योर एक्चुअली वर्केबल होगा क्योंकि तुम्हारी एक्सपेक्टेशन भी मेट है एंड उसको भी टेंशन नहीं है कि यार मैं भूल गया. तुम 3 दिन पहले से बता रहे हो. लाइक इट्स इन माई हाउस, आई एम द वन हु इज जंपिंग. होल वीक आई एम जंपिंग. आई एम टेलिंग एवरीबडी मेरा बर्थडे आ रहा है, मेरा बर्थडे आ रहा है, मेरा बर्थडे आ रहा है. लाइक दैट. या सो आई एम नॉट वेटिंग फॉर अ सरप्राइज कि सबको याद ही नहीं है. ये तो मेरे लिए ज्यादा सरप्राइज हो जाता है.
No, and I think this is brilliant. Like this is something that thankfully I learned early on, that you know you can't keep sitting with your expectations.
Yeah,
people do
exactly.
fulfill it. You can state your expectations.
Why don't you
And state
express
your
it?
commitment.
Why are you thinking that they are mind readers and they should read your mind? Nobody is a mind reader. Please tell them.
माइंड रीडर तो आप हो.
हाँ, वो तो मैं हूँ.
But yeah,
Tell them.
Tell them.
Tell them. Ask.
I want to be
This is
pampered.
how I want my birthday to go. You know what I used to do? I used to have this problem with my husband. कि भाई it's my you are not romantic, we are not going. Now I book a candlelight dinner and I tell him कि 6 o'clock we have to be there, so please pick me up at 5 o'clock, or you want I will come and pick you up from the factory. भाई मेरी एक्सपेक्टेशन है, मुझे पार्टी में जाना है, मुझे खाना है बाहर, तो चलो I'll book. Who's what? क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है खरबूजा छुरी पे गिरा या छुरी खरबूजे पे गिरी. अपनी हैप्पीनेस के लिए खुद जिम्मेदार होना पड़ेगा ना.
Correct, yeah. So me and my husband, our birthdays are 8 days apart. I am a social animal. I want
Party.
Like I want to invite everybody to my birthday party. Okay, like that's how I operate. And he's not. He likes to take a vacation. So I said perfect.
बर्थडे मनाओ फिर वेकेशन पे चलो.
Exactly. And we've already like
as simple as that.
Like 4 months away.
So you have
already
to
planned.
yeah.
And it just makes life so workable.
Yeah, it's so workable. Yeah, I know. Instead of just waiting and expecting and then they're not fulfilling and then you're feeling sad and upset, come on. Tell them.
It can be simple.
It can be very simple.
So your response to relationships are hard is that relationships can be simple.
It is very simple. Relationships are actually very simple. We don't know how to deal with it. We make things so significant. अगर significance drop कर दोगे ना बहुत easy है.
Moving on, like one of the common challenges we have seen sometimes, amongst users of Brightlife is also a lot of people face issues and challenges in moving on from a heartbreak, actually a break in their relationship as well. Like, what is some, like, do you get these cases as well?
Yeah, of course, 100%. I work with a lot of Gen Zs.
You work with a lot of Gen Zs, yes. And what is your advice to them when moving on is very difficult and it is difficult?
Yeah, this is a generation of instant gratification and they want to get over everything fast. So first advice is stop running away from your feelings. Somebody has hurt you, somebody has caused you pain, you invested your energy, you invested your emotions in this relationship. So just be with it. You're feeling hurt, you're feeling grief. Just be with it. It is an emotion and it shall pass. Give yourself some time. That's the first advice. My second advice is do not jump into another relationship because that would be a rebound. And that is the biggest mistake you make. Because now you're not over the other person and now you're getting into another relationship because you're carrying this hurt and pain and you're trying to invest in the other relationship. What will you get? Nothing. Number 3 is start cutting off yourself. Like, stop all social media interactions or stop looking at them.
Or trying to be friends.
Yeah, trying to be friends with them. It's hurting. Be honest to yourself. Love yourself. Make yourself a priority first of all. Right? And then I would say start learning your lessons. Because everything happens for a reason.
Right.
We live in a friendly universe. It's not a hostile universe. Nobody is punishing you. So anything and everything which is happening to you, it's because there is a lesson, there is some growth for you. So if it doesn't break you, it actually makes you, it actually helps you to grow.
Correct.
So if this thing has come into your life, learn your lessons. How is this experience helping you to become a better version of you? Learn that and start building a relationship with yourself. Okay, why did I attract this person in my life? Why did I attract this kind of pain in my life? Take 100% responsibility. Start going within.
Take 100% responsibility of the breakup?
Of your life. Like, why did I attract? Yeah, 100% responsibility of the breakup. Right? And start going within. It's a journey within. So, you know what? Where is the pain? Pain is in the past.
Correct.
Right? And anxiety is of the future. Ki ab kya hoga? Now I have to invest more time. I have to find the next person. I have to do the same thing. So, this pain and this anxiety is actually killing you.
Correct.
There is nothing, no stress in the present moment. Start living in the present moment. Start doing some meditations. Start doing some mindfulness practices. Start working with yourself and vent out. So best idea would be work with a therapist or work with a life coach and work on your emotions, vent out, and you can only build up something new when you clean the space. राइट तो सबसे पहले पुराने ग्राउंड को क्लीन करेंगे तभी हम एक नया रिलेशनशिप बिल्डअप कर पाएंगे सो क्लीन एंड देन get into a new relationship.
So one other thing that we see, and this is very common in people my age. I've seen it with my friends. I have dealt with issues of the same genre, which is effective communication with parents, right? And parents have their own very hardwired sometimes opinions about things, and it's just कि या तो हर conversation finally झगड़े में end होएगी या फिर there is just cutting out कि मतलब ये वाला part तो discuss करना ही नहीं parents के साथ, you know, there's either resignation or there is argument, you know, and like how can we deal with that? You know, I love my parents, and I know when I finally dealt with it just made my life much fuller. How can people really deal with managing their relationships with their parents and creating a beautiful one at that as well, right? Like not being a victim of circumstance, but actually being able to create something beautiful.
So, do you see this book?
Yes.
It's a beautiful book, right?
Yes.
And can you see the bottles there? And can you also see the glasses? And can you see it's beautifully written, innovation, jugaad, and there is a round thing also there. Can you see all that?
No.
Chashma laga hai kya? Chashma lagao. Can you not see it?
No, I cannot.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
So this is your point of view and this is my point of view. Who is right, who's wrong?
Nobody.
Both of us are right? You could, even if I had scolded you or if I had fought with you, I cannot put my point of view across to you, right? So first of all, you have to get it. It's same with the generations. Your parents are a different generation. They're coming from a generation when, you know, जब हमारे ज़माने में टेलीग्राम होता था, and you are from a generation which is आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की जनरेशन है.
ऐसे हमारी जनरेशन में भी टेलीग्राम होता है.
तुम्हारी जनरेशन के टेलीग्राम, हमारी जनरेशन के टेलीग्राम डिफरेंट था.
Correct, absolutely. But I get your point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we are coming from a generation of telegram and you are coming from a generation of artificial intelligence.
Correct.
So there is a huge difference in the way you think and the way we think. So first of all, get it, none of us are wrong, but we only have a different perspective, right? So they only want, parents are your best, you know, they are the people who are always there for you. This is unconditional support. This is one unconditional place where you can be anything but they'll not stop loving you, right? So they are the ones who are coming from fear because they want to give you everything. They're protective, right? So they will say things from their perspective because they want to protect you, because they have seen the world, they have seen, from their experiences, they have seen how they fell and how things happen. So they're trying to teach you. Right. So first of all, understand it's just a difference of perspective. But it doesn't mean that you have to disrespect your parents. It's just a point of view. If you get that, if you just understand, oh, they are coming from a different perspective and I have my perspective, none of us are wrong. That will solve a lot of things.
Like, I think like this is something for parents also to get, right?
Yes.
Like your role as a parent to a 1-year-old and your role as a parent to a 5-year-old is,
that is the trust they have to build in their heart. Okay, they have to have trust in their upbringing. Okay, I have brought this girl or I have brought this child into this world and I can only be with them to a certain point.
Correct.
I cannot live their life.
Yeah.
I have to allow them to have their own choices.
What about relationships in the workplace, right? Like, do you face, meet clients who face relationship challenges at workplace? I mean, I know I have had either tough relationships with my manager or even, now when, I work with a team myself, I think dynamics are different. But like, what are certain issues and how to cope with those in the workplace?
I'm facing a two-way street. Like there are bosses who are not able to handle their employees, like can't build up a relationship with them.
Right.
There is no, the demarcation of the timings, work timings has diminished.
Correct.
Okay, then another problem is that people are facing a lot of issues because the managers are micromanaging. Right? So जब micromanaging आता है, then these people feel a lot of anxiety.
Correct.
Right? So these are the issues that generally people face in the workplace.
Perfect. So let's pick one actually, that when, like, as an individual, if I'm feeling micromanaged by my manager, right, what can I technically do? Like, I know I don't want to quit the job, but if I want to create workability again in that relationship, what can one realistically do?
So you have to always understand, in life there are two things which you can change and things which you cannot change.
Right.
So if if there is something you cannot change, then you must make peace with it. Right? So if there is something you can do about it, please take action. So in the same thing I tell people, okay, is there you can do something about this person? If you cannot, then make peace with this person. Right? Now, having said that, now you have to also understand whatever the outer circumstance, be it micromanaging, be it somebody guiding you all the time, somebody is on your head, breathing on your head, or anything, or somebody is being a bully or something, the choice is yours.
Right.
The choice always is with you. So first of all, you have to make a choice. You cannot change the outer circumstances, but suffering is a choice.
Correct.
Do you want to suffer in this circumstance, or do you make peace with it and now find a way around it? इसको मैं बदल नहीं सकता, अब मुझे क्या करना है? And now you're not fighting with the person. I'm not saying you fight with the person or you have an argument with the person, but find a way around it. Maybe just saying, okay sir, I'll do it, that can also solve the problem. It's as simple as that. We always look for bigger solutions. Maybe it's just saying, okay, got it.
Right.
And why should you get impacted if somebody is, अगर सोच के देखोगा कि तुमको कोई माइक्रो मैनेज कर रहा है, so you are getting irritated, no? The response is in your hand, right? Just take care of the response. You really can't change the person.
Right.
You can't fix the situation.
Right.
So work on your response. Instead of being reactive, become responsive.
And when you said, like, women face work-life balance as such, so are there expectations from their, personal life, or is it, like it's just not having the structure or the support?
It is, the only thing is, which I feel is, not even women, with everybody, it's the guilt. Right? When you are at home, you're guilty about not giving your 100% at work.
Correct.
Or thinking about work. And when you're at workplace, you are feeling guilty about leaving your children or not taking care of the house the way you should have been. That is what is killing, or that is what is not helping you to have a work-life balance.
Got it.
So get over this guilt. Give your 100% wherever you are.
Got it.
Right?
And like if, so are there any ways in which you recommend to process that guilt? Because not in the same scenario, but I think like guilt is a very overriding emotion in general, right? It can show
Guilt
up.
is actually anger at your own self. So first of all, you have to understand, you have to come into awareness. Why are you angry at yourself? Why are you feeling this? Because most of the time guilt comes from people around you, right? So the day I started working, my only thing was, your children are small. तुम घर छोड़ के बच्चों को छोड़ के कैसे जा सकते हो? When I used to go for these trainings and all. So there was a lot of guilt which would be killing me, right? So get present to that. Where is this guilt coming from? Is it from the outer environment? And how can I do or tackle the situations which are giving guilt to me? Can you build those structures around you? Can you ask for support? And create that structure around you, your guilt will be taken care of.
Got it. Now, we would love to ask you if you have any advice for people who are people pleasers. And who think they're very empathetic actually. There is, I think there's a fine line, and I would love for you to actually zoom in on that line. And what is your advice to them? I'm sure nobody is actually very pleased at being a people pleaser themselves.
Okay, so first thing is, you have to start pleasing your own self. You have to understand one thing, that you cannot make the whole world happy. Only person you can make happy is yourself. So start working on making yourself happy, and in the process you'll see the world becoming happier place. Because if I'm not a happy mom and I am unhappy, or I am not working on myself or not doing what I love, I will carry that home. And now even if I become a people pleaser, somewhere my frustration will come on my children and my work, home place, and my husband and my relations.
Right.
So first of all, I have to be happy. When I'm happy, I've worked on myself, I'm doing well in my thing, and when I come back, will I be able to contribute more to their life?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right. I mean, one other thing that I think people pleasers face is sometimes they just can't say no, right?
Yeah.
Or they are just kind to people who are also unkind and disrespectful to them. Right?
But you have to understand, this is coming from their childhood conditioning. So it's not that they are trying to do it. They became people pleaser because they were looking for acknowledgement. They wanted love from their caregivers, right? That's when the only way they could think of was become a people pleaser. So it's a mask that they are wearing. For that they need to work on themselves. So it's very easy to say draw your boundaries.
Right.
It's very difficult for a people pleaser to draw a boundary.
Correct, exactly.
Right? So first of all they have to dive deep, and that's when they'll understand who they are and let go of this mask. And maybe use this mask with choice. That is the second step.
When people say that, आपने actually बोला that, take 100% me, take 100% responsibility of a relationship. Now, people say, why should I say sorry?
I say sorry because I'm the better person.
Really?
You know what? When we used to have a fight, me and my husband, so it was always like, who will say sorry first? So we would be in a fight for 14 days. 2 weeks we would not talk. Then we made a pact. Okay, why should you say sorry? Because you're the better person. Because you value the relationship more than proving yourself right.
Correct.
So if you are the better person and you value this relationship, then say sorry.
Yeah. Actually we can even say sorry. I think the word sorry just has a lot of significance. Right? कि sorry बोल दिया तो इसकी गलती है. But saying sorry can really...
saying sorry, actually कौन sorry बोल सकता है? जिसके लिए वो relationship ज़्यादा important हो. Not their point of view or their ego.
And actually अगर हम sorry का interpretation ही change कर देना कि sorry is actually our tool to pacify the other person.
Yes, exactly.
Right? And when you say again, sorry का दूसरे side दे देना, why should I forgive?
So generally people think forgiveness is for the other person.
Yeah.
कि अगर मैंने forgive कर दिया तो ये तो free हो जाएगा. That's what I feel. We feel about the forgiveness, right? But actually you think about it, forgiveness is not about the other person. You are the one who's dying in this. You are the one who's dying in thinking about what they did to you. They don't have a clue of that. Maybe they have moved on in life, but you are holding on to that past, anger, resentment. So first of all, understand, it is not for them that you're forgiving. It is for you, yourself. Because that forgiveness gives you peace. It frees you. What you are doing is, you are saying, okay, वो sorry नहीं बोलेंगे, या why should I forgive? I will not forgive. You're holding on to that thing. And when you forgive, you just let it go. That's when you actually feel the freedom, you feel that peace within. So it's for you. So take a stand for yourself and forgive.
And what would your advice be for someone who feels very judged by others? या तो in some form उनको social anxiety हो जाती है and deep-rooted fear of being judged है. What is your advice to them?
Mostly people who have this social anxiety or they feel judged because something has happened in their childhood. Somewhere they were compared. Somewhere they felt they are perfectionist. They have too many expectations of self. So actually you think about it, people who judge themselves are the ones who are getting judged. Because I will tell you one thing. If you don't judge yourself, if you don't care about anything, nobody can judge you. So first of all, you have to stop judging your own self. And that is when any judgment will stop from outside.
And, as parting questions actually, for people who are looking to get into relationships, what should they look for in a partner?
Generally, I tell people, just make it happen. It doesn't matter who you marry. Even if it is if you get into a relationship for a long time and then you decide to get married, you will see a different person. Because when you actually start living with that person and you are spending your life with them, that's when the true nature of the person shows up.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter who this person is. Just make it happen. Really make it happen. Now I've committed to this relationship, now I will make it happen. Give your 100%. It's your relationship. कैसे नहीं काम करेगा यार? मेरा relationship. I'll make it work. That is the, the enthusiasm or the gest you should have.
Thank you so much. Well, this was an episode packed with meaningful, actionable insights. If you have any other questions that you would like to ask our practitioners, please let us know in the comments. And stay tuned for the future episodes where we bring more practitioners and more individuals. Thank you. See you again. And I'm a first time podcaster, so I'm not super comfortable saying it, but please like, share, and subscribe.